What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Today, I'm going to be doing my full review of the Glow Rhino, and I already forgot the name. I just looked at it before we started this. Is this the Remy? I feel like it's the Remy, something like that. Oh, Fermi, the Glow Rhino Fermi. Let's get into it. All right, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to do some size comparisons, and this one not being by knife, it's a pass around for the lefty pass around group. I can't disassemble it. It's an overview. I've handled and fidgeted with it a little bit, and it seems to have a pretty good edge. Having said that, let's go ahead and kick it off with the size comparisons. We have the Montreal from Megaron. You can see this is a much smaller knife, and let me bring them up a little bit more so that they're a little more centered. And we're going to bring out the Civivi Vision, and as you can see, compared to both of these knives, this is going to be more of that 2.92-inch D2 steel variety. And, the price point is okay. I'll have that up on the screen for you because I'm drawing a blank on what that was, but not super impressive price-wise. But I think there's a couple of things that I'm going to jump into here as to why that might be. All right, let's go ahead and bring out the Benchmade Bug Out. And you can see we're getting a little closer in size. I consider the Bug Out more medium EDC. And then here it is against the Tactile Maverick. And the Maverick being much larger overall. So I'm just going to bring out the Para 3. I'm not going to bring the Shaman out here. I think we've established this is a smaller knife. And that's going to because it lines up best with the Para 3, which is what I wanted to bring out and show to everyone. So you can see very close in size. Blade length, handle length, everything like that. This is just more of that smaller size EDC. Unlike the Para 3 though, I cannot get all four fingers on here. I fall off the back. It's like 3 1/4. It's a much smaller knife. I love the fact that they went all blacked out. This looks very tactical, and I think there's no bones about it that that's what they were going after, especially when you consider you have the tritium insert. So this is going to be a great EDC companion for those folks out there that are more into the firearm side of the industry and a little less of this. It's going to have, that's what's going to appeal to them. You got the tritium insert in the thumb stud. You got dual inserts here in the handles, which are G10 and textured. They're very well textured. And you have micro milling on the inside as well, or mill out for weight reduction on the inside on the show side, but not on the liner lock side, which is pretty standard for the industry. You got a deep carry pocket clip, but it is not reversible. And I think that just kind of keeps things clean, probably cuts down a little bit on the manufacturing because you can do all these scales the same and you don't have to worry about checking for fitment for that type of stuff. Just a basic DLC coating over top of the D2 steel, which is not a sexy steel, but it's going to have great edge retention, and because it is coated, that's going to help prevent the corrosion from happening over time. You can find knives under $50 with D2 and G10 all day long, but the tritium's expensive. They do bring it in and insert these parts themselves, and I don't know if the thumb studs are from the OE or if they're sourcing that in-house, but I know that their thing is they're doing the tritium. They're saying built in Detroit, and I think that is to pay homage to, American muscles built in Detroit kind of theme, but it does play a little bit on the line of, is it made in the US or is it assembled in the US? And built means assembled, but it's not manufactured here. So let's be clear about that. I wanted to get that out of the way. I think it would just be clear to, we proudly assemble with our tritium on this knife to offer to you. And they do very exciting stuff for like Benchmades, Bug Out. I think the Osborne, they have some of these tritium thumb studs and crossbar locks. I meant to check this earlier. It's kind of sticking a little bit there. It has just a hint of play in the pivot, so I'm not quite sure why it's not falling shut. The action on it is a little bit wonky on here. This feels like the chunky nature of this, and a lot of QSPs are like that, kind of make me feel like it may be that QSP is the OE. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it is a little weird. But this is a pass around, So don't hold that against this knife. I don't know what kind of tests were done by reviewers before getting to me, but for me, I feel like I really got to squeeze over and push a little hard to get it to start to drop. It does seem to favor the pocket clip slide a little bit. So let me just really fast on camera. I'm going to grab my tool. That's what she said. And just check to see. I probably should leave this out. And it looks like it's T8 hardware, possibly. Let me see. I know it looks a little small, but you know, dark colors make everything seem a little bit smaller. Let me see. Oh, yeah. And it moved. Yeah, it didn't help any with the action, and it didn't do anything to center, and it still has a little bit of blade play. That's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's... Yeah, it didn't help any with the centering, and it still has the same amount of blade play. That's really strange. What I'm getting at that I keep stopping is when I go to turn this, I can feel the pivot move. Okay, so it stopped. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't want to mess with it. Not my knife. I mess with it a little bit. That's all I'm going to do. I don't want to mess with it too much, being that it is passed around. It is not mine. Oddly enough, trying to pull that tension back off has brought it back perfectly centered, and it's dropping shut. What the heck? Still has that same amount of blade play, but the action feels much better. Who knew? Oh, no, there we go. I wonder if it's because... Yeah, it might be because I'm flipping it open so hard. I'm lightening it. Nah, it still wants to stick a little bit. Not quite sure. So this one's kind of an enigma to me. And I really would like to hear what you guys think about this one. Is this one that's interesting to you? Does the tritium draw you in more? Is that something you look for in the knife? And you know what else? I could probably try to clean it out. I think tritium is cool. And I have it on some of my own pew-pew, but we're not going to get into that because this is a knife channel and I don't want to be demonetized by YouTube. And, you know, I won't lie, I picked up the aftermarket accessory to get that, but I don't know that I would go out and pick up the knife at this price point with these materials. I think for the money, they could have gone 14C28N, Nitro V. They could have even gone VG10 and said they were looking for those stainless attributes for their knife because, you know, tritium is normally sought after by those in the firearm industry and a little less on these type of knives. It's hit or miss. Sometimes it drops right away. And then, yeah, other times it's a little delayed and it causes it to end up kind of fall on my thumb. But for me, this is not really my bag. I love that they're trying to do stuff that's different. And I really do appreciate that. And it's a very straightforward and simple design. But for the money, the tritium is just not going to draw me in. Do you agree or do you disagree? Let me know down in the comments what you think about this one. I'd love to hear. It's a great secondary carry. I think if you wanted to put this in your firearm bag so you had things to cut into whatever it is that you needed to, you want to open your targets, etc. Or maybe you break down your boxes so you have, you know, more space when you go back. I don't know. It could be a great complementary piece, and it is very tactical looking. Shout out to everyone out there that likes, comments, and is subscribed. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time.